We're going to start with the nation. Soldiers, 10 policemen, others killed in Ogun attacks. Buhari cautions diaspora Nigerians against inciting people at home. VP slot, Northwest APC governors, ministers to meet Tinubu. Investors gained 4.75 trillion naira in 6 months. Article, we are addressing PDP members' concerns. UK court denies Ekweremadu wife bail. OPEC okays production quota of 1.826 barrels per day for Nigeria. Okay, let's start with story.
President is in Portugal and he met with Nigerians in diaspora in that country. He used the same opportunity to quickly address the use of social media by Nigerians in diaspora, saying that they should please remember that it's a double-sided, double-edged sword, and be careful. Yes, it has a lot of benefits, and it has given the people in diaspora a platform to share their thoughts about what is happening at home. But let them try and be very responsible about what they share, and be careful that this might incite home. They don't want to set home on fire. And he also acknowledged that, Nigerians in diaspora are doing amazingly in agriculture, health, education, ICT, and that they should bring those back home, their experiences back home, and assured that INEC will do whatever is possible to give us deliver a peaceful, transparent, free and fair, credible elections this year. And also on the picture, he shared the picture with someone in diaspora with her children. Very nice one. The CEO of Nigeria Diaspora Commission was there. Diaspora Commission.
So,
okay.
I wanted to take the headline. The
soldiers,
the attack, yeah. In Niger State, the terrorists, they actually first went to a village, and then they shot. They were going to attack the mine. They shot villagers, and then they went into the village, into the mine where they had armed policemen. They killed the policemen, abducted the Chinese expatriates, and took them away. On their way coming out, they met, they had alerted the soldiers that terrorists have attacked. So those ones coming to save them now entered gun battle with the bandits, and they killed 30.
Oh my God.
30 soldiers.
Oh. Of our Nigerian soldiers. Quite.
Can you imagine?
Oh my Lord.
They killed them. Someone who...
Okay, I was going to take that story. Yes, it was. I'm not ready, but it's really sad to know that our soldiers... I can't remember his name. The soldier, I think, Mr. Umar, I can't remember if it was... Anyway, one of the police soldiers spoke to me and said, people should stop sharing the pictures of the dead soldiers on social media. It's not fair to the families. Family members. Yeah, and we should just have... some pity.
Yeah, so
very sad.
The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, are directing their affiliate body to mobilize for a one-day strike next week over the lingering ASUU issue. ASUU has been on strike now for a couple of months, and now the directive came after the Vice-Chancellor of the universities pleaded with the President to try as much as possible to urgently end the strike by personally negotiating with the 4 unions. And the unions are, we have ASUU, we have the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities, NASU, and National Association of Academic Technologists, NAT. And, we are aware that the strike started February 14th and is still ongoing. And now some of the issues that they have been requesting for is about the payment systems. They're asking that they no longer want to be using the IPPIS that is not served them yet, and so they want UTAS. Also, SANU and NASU are demanding their own payment platform called the University's Peculiar Personnel Payroll System, as against using the IPPIS. And so this is more like a sympathy strike in support of what ASUU is going through. I don't know if this is the way to go. I don't know if NLC should be planning on embarking on their own strike in supporting another strike.
Okay, so Senator Ekweremadu appeared in court yesterday at the Oxbridge Magistrates Court in the UK, where he had to confirm his full name and date of birth, and he tried to apply for bail. Unfortunately, his bail was denied because the the judge felt that because he's a powerful man, he's a flight risk, he can actually flee. And then the prosecutor is insisting that the bill could not also be applied because he was insisting that the organ donor is a 15-year-old. So that's the prosecutor's insistence that he's a 15-year-old underage. So, but his kinsmen are all trying to get into the UK to ensure that they give him support, the legal support he needs, and to make sure he gets all the required legal attention that is required for him to be able to make a case on himself. Okay, let's move on to the Punch. Atiku battles to avert PDP's collapse. Wike's loyalists threaten defection. Picture story here. Kaduna Catholic priest protests as slain colleague is buried. Bandits kill soldiers, policemen, others. Kidnap 4 expatriates. Northwest APC in crucial meeting over VP slot. Gunmen kill 2 Enugu policemen. Rivers CP hunts cops killers. Nigerian government shield headsman blames ISWAP for our attack, says reports. Marketers deny federal government 74 billion naira payment, one of massive fuel queues. INEC vows to pressure extends voter registration indefinitely. And $1 billion natural gas sold to Portugal this year, says NNPC. Okay, which story are we taking in Punch?
Let me take the marketers quickly because we just the suffer one. Another one seems looming. So the petroleum marketers are denying that they received the 774 billion naira payments that the federal government said was paid. So on the federal government through the agency, that's the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, said that they paid 74 billion naira bridging claims to oil marketers, and that report was on June 6th. And they said they had already also paid another 2 billion freight differentials to marketers as at that time. But in an interview yesterday, the secretary, Abuja Suleja Ipman, that's the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association, Muhammad Shuaibu, said they did not receive any such amount of money, and that the federal government is owing them 12 months bridge claims that, so far has been owed in the downstream sector, and that if they don't pay that money, they will start another strike. We can't just push our people into another set of hardship. Whatever these claims are, I hope that the Minister for Petroleum is sitting on a very serious conversation with them right now to avert what we are experiencing presently.
They also asked him to bring the evidence of payment. He should say he should tender the receipts of payment to be sure that.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. You're going to take a story?
Yes. So 2 policemen yesterday were shot dead by gunmen who attacked a police checkpoint at MTD Junction, Gariki, Akuke in Enugu South local government area of Enugu State. It said the shooting prompted the residents to run helter-skelter, and they said some other policemen were also killed as a result of the shooting. The reports mentioned that the attack was around 9:10 a.m. at this particular checkpoint, and 2 policemen were quickly shot dead. But however, the police has redeployed policemen to go after the bandits to get them. In another development in River State, it was said that the River State police had ordered a mass deployment of operatives to an area called Oyigbo local government to fish out criminals who ambushed and killed a police officer. So that story happened, and it happened on the 28th of June, where this man was coming back from work, and then he was ambushed and killed. So the Commissioner of Police has said that they are going to send out a lot of men to go and look for these people who are carrying out all of this.
So the crisis in PDP has worsened, with Governor Wike's followers threatening to leave wherever he goes. Obviously, if you recall, I took the story where Governor Ortom of Benue State was saying that Atiku should have actually gone directly to Governor Wike to discuss with him and share with him the reasons why Okowa was picked for as his running mate. However, right now, Atiku Abubakar took to his Twitter page to reassure those in PDP that appropriate actions have been taken and are being taken and will continue to happen to reconcile aggrieved members of the party, that he has total, complete respect and regard and love for the members of all the lawmakers under PDP that were produced by the PDP, and that he's a listener, and he will also speak and ensure that everybody is reconciled. So But the tension is ongoing because people are still saying that there's a possibility that the River State governor might be moving to a different party, especially because there was a meeting he had with Peter Obi, which was also attended by former Governor Bekitide Ayofayoshi. And recently, Ayofayoshi was saying that presidency must go to the south. So we don't even know what's going on. We're waiting for to know where is it declared for APC, is it declared for LP, is it declared for...
And he has been in PDP since '98. He's one of the few members who has not ever left.
Camp, yeah.
Wavered.
That's Wiki, right? And even Fayoshi. So we'll see how it goes. We'll wait.
He feels betrayed. I know.
Yeah, but this is politics. There are no permanent friends or permanent enemies. So we know at some point they'll resolve their issues. Any other story in Punch?
Yeah, Nigeria has failed to meet its 70% target for COVID. Sorry, the COVID story.
Vaccination, are we?
According to in Punch.
Yeah.
That we are only 20.5%, and
20%. That's a lot.
20%. We are supposed
Over
to be 70%.
I know, but I'm saying, but they didn't really care about COVID.
20% have been fully vaccinated, and then 10.7% have been partially vaccinated.
So we've tried now, Abi?
No, not tried. It's bad, but
countries, Mauritius and Seychelles, have done it. And then Rwanda,
how many are their population?
Yeah, but we don't have COVID anymore now. COVID has gone.
How many are their population?
Botswana, 64%.
how many are they? That's true.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to Daily Sun. Bloodbath in Niger, Enugu played 2 others. INEC issues final warning to parties on deadline particulars for candidates. ASUU strike NLC mobilizes for nationwide protest. Proscription IPOP seeks order of court to amend grounds of appeal. Sultan urges Muslims to intensify prayers against insecurity. FG concessions on Nature River port for 4 billion naira. Nigeria facing worst moment, says Ortom. And CBN seeks direct subsidies grants to real sector from EU. Okay, which story?
The Benue State Governor, Samuel Ortom, is warning that bandits may take over ASUU Villa, which is the nation's seat of power, if the federal government does not take urgent steps to stop their criminal activities. So he was saying that it's going to happen likely like what happened in Afghanistan, where the bandits had the audacity to take over power, because from his calculations, the way they are kidnapping and killing people around the Federal Capital Territory is becoming very worrisome. And if they can do that with such boldness, they may also consider taking over the seat of power. So the federal government needs to do more in terms of curbing insecurity. So he also went ahead to talk about how APC has failed and how people should come out and support PDP. Those kind of stories.
Well, INEC has issued final warning to parties, political parties, on their deadline. It's now July 15th, and that by 6 p.m. July 15th, they will shut down the system for those parties trying to upload some of their documents. INEC is saying this is where you should upload your list and your personal particulars of all your nominated candidates that you are fielding for the elections. And they're also asking the parties to make sure that they do proper scrutiny of the candidates that they are fielding. Any candidate any party whose primary was successfully done, the candidates will be accepted and put forward as their candidate for the elections. Okay,
moving on to the Nigerian Tribune. Parties must submit governorship assembly candidates list by July 15th. Osun Guba, Adeleke, Babayemi, Adamant. 3 policemen feared killed as gunmen attack Enugu checkpoint. Train attack, families of abducted passengers plan street protests. Petrol scarcity caused by government's misplaced priorities, says Nupeng. VP nomination, we are resolving our differences, says Atiku. African creatives to get up to $2,000 through the Tony Elumelu Storytellers Fund. And running mate APC Northwest to meet Tinubu. Which story are we taking?
We'll start with the good news. So Africa No Filter, which is a donor collaborative working to transform stereotypical narratives of Africa, has launched the Tony Elumelu Storytellers Fund. It was named after the business leader and philanthropist Tony Elumelu. And the fund will award grants to emerging artists and storytellers whose works shine a light on entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship in Africa. Now, this is a $30,000 fund and is sponsored by Heirs Insurance and Heirs Life Assurance, the insurance subsidiaries of the Pan-African Investment Group Heirs Holding. And so they are calling on a lot of African storytellers who have a portfolio of African stories, talking about entrepreneurship, how business is done here, to submit their entries, and they will be, the winners will be getting this 30,000 US dollars. It's just to support what they have been doing over the years. So they've been able to empower over 15,000 young entrepreneurs in Africa. This is a good one. So people should look out for the details and support.
Yes.
So, yeah, go ahead, Raki.
The families of the abducted train passengers said that they're going to take to the streets to protest in Kaduna and Abuja on Tuesday, which will be 100 days since the abduction. And they're thanking the government for getting the 11 passengers that were released, but that one of them was just shot. They don't know if he's going to die because he's not getting antibiotics, he's not getting treatment. They're also thanking the press for still keeping it in the minds of the people, and but they're begging the government to please help them get their loved ones back.
Okay, so APC in the Northwest are opened the conversation again with discussions with the flag bearer of APC, that's Ashwaji Bola Tinubu, to ensure that the vice presidential candidate comes from the Northwest. According to them, excuse me, according to them, they have, from the last elections, they had about 39% of the votes came from Northwest in the 2019 and 2015 presidential elections, and that's a huge number. They're saying because of that, the electoral capacity, that he should ensure that the vice presidential slot comes from their region. You think about this, it's all about elections, really. It's not really about, it's all about
the people.
Who has the ability. We are the one that can drop the numbers. So pick from our area because we will deliver.
We will deliver.
The whole election is not about
the people
who is competent. It's about
who can win,
who can bring it home,
can win.
And who it doesn't taste nice in my
okay.
Politics is too soft.
Any other story? There was one that was interesting. Who has the INEC? Who took INEC story?
Took INEC earlier.
Okay, let's move on. Oh, we've taken the nation.
Vanguard. Move into the Vanguard.
Okay, Vanguard. Subsidy experts rage as deficit hits 580 billion naira in February. Terrorists kill 20 military personnel, 7 mobile policemen and others in Niger. Congestion quicken signing of death warrants. Prison service charges governors. Please, we need to add our voice to that. 2023 LP NNPP merger talks still ongoing, says coalition. Okorocha Uzodima's fight tears APC and National Working Committee apart. Running mate Northwest APC governors, ministers, others to engage Tinubu. VP slot article moves to douse the tension, vows to unite PDP. Let's find a story. Not taking Oshun governorship poll. Oyetola, Adeleke, Ogumbi, others trade words on the BBC debate. Again, UK court remands Ekweremadu in police custody and asks to take personal charge of negotiations. Rustin VC tells Buhari. Okay, which?
So quickly, the congestion. The Nigerian Prison Service had their second Controller General's Correction Conference in Sokoto, and he headed on Tuesday in Sokoto. And part of that, some of their resolutions or recommendations to the government is that governors should quickly start efforts to sign in death warrants for condemned inmates to decongest, of course, the prisons. And also they added that they should also push for harmonization of staff remuneration, that's their own staff, to be at par with that of the Nigerian police. And I think that is motivation for them. And, they said implement 30% of gender sensitivity ratio for females in terms of appointments in state commands. So they want more female in there. And they had several other recommendations like that, which is in the paper. I hope that these recommendations, especially that of decongesting by signing death warrants, will be added to.
Okay. We also hope so, because the truth is that there are many people that are in jail that deserve to actually...
Once you've exhausted your appeal, I don't think the governors should be...
Okay, that's all we can take.
It's not easy to sentence.
And all the governors are giving their lives to Christ, so nobody wants to be responsible for anybody's death.
Yeah. To sentence
Let's go on a break. So they raped a 3-year-old child.
I don't understand.
Period. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.